Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today I want to get straight into it and tell you what I'm doing, because as you've been following along, we've hit our very key levels. We've also hit, well, number one, which was that first one there, which we had a good rejection of, and then number two, which we did in fact have rejection of, but we are now testing it again. The box did offer a 2% drawdown, so if you were able to take that, congratulations on you. And then this level was specifically a 4% drawdown from that specific level I highlighted. Yeah, anyway, so what I would like to talk about is what's going to be happening next and the following information. Now, if you've been following along, you've been knowing I've been buying spot at these lows. Now, when I write out these red boxes, I'm essentially writing out these red boxes as levels to place derivative trades, okay? So these are for our perpetual trades. We go into BYBIT and we take those trades, or any trusted exchange down below, preferably BTCC or BYBIT. Now, these levels I'm giving you are trades where I believe price will find resistance. Now, the reason I ended up buying spot at these lows is because I believe it was going to go higher and have a swing, but I didn't have a good entry for a perpetual trade because I need to put a stop loss on that. If it's a spot market, I can have a bit more lenience with that. Okay. Now, I said last video I took profit up here, and here's another take profit zone if you're in those spot positions too. Now, the question is for the derivative trade, what are we doing here and what's going to happen next? Because we've already cleared all these levels I'm speaking about to the upside. So 1, 2. Now we're actually having the retest of that exact level right now. So let's, I think let's start with going over the order flow. Okay. So this entire move is essentially funneled up by, yeah, you could say this is funneled up by a lot of all of these positions. So we had $9 million close. Yeah, you could say it was a short squeeze for sure, because essentially open interest going down, CVD going up. And then what we've seen over here is actually $3 million worth of buys coming into this wick here. Did we take out that high? Let's have a look. No, not yet. And then we had $5 million of shorts close right here. So shorts close and then longs entering right at the top here. I wouldn't say that's the best thing to be doing, taking a long right at these highs, but you know, let the market do what the market wants to do. I think we are in a level of resistance where we're going to find some trouble, but we'll have to see how it turns out. And I'll get into that in a second. So we can contextually understand what happened with the order flow, right? It probably will take out this high just because, like, why would it not? Like, if we zoom in here, we can see we've got the high very close. Yeah, it's probably going to take out the high on this video. Now, let's take this box away so we can give some context of what's going on. All right, so we can take out that level. And let's go here. Let's check on our daily, weeklies. Cool. So that's very interesting. We can see that we tapped into our daily level, sorry, our weekly, and then we've since found support in our daily. So that's very textbook behavior. And now we're sort of trapped within. And I think there's gonna be two things that really matter here. If we go above this and sweep below and come back in, then I expect a continuation down. But if we can successfully claim this, this would raise us up for the daily at $74,000. It really would. This, like I said, this level, if I'm going to highlight it like I did before, this is a make or break it zone. This really is a make or break it zone for a really good short trade. I think it's a very good level to take a short. I just need to wait for the entry. Now, I did in my groups that I actually did take a short trade, but I closed it because I didn't like the price action. And thankfully I closed it because look at what's happened, right? I was observing the fact that we're forming these triangles. And I always know this. When we form triangles beneath resistance levels, there's very high chances that we explode to the top. Reason being is liquidity is being drawn from both sides and people trying to short the market. So it usually goes up. And what do we see? People were trying to short the market and they had to close here. But now we're seeing people buy into the market right at the top. Well, if this is a top, well, obviously it's to be determined. Now, did that take the high? I believe it did, my friends. So we have, we'll just go here for a second. Yes, it did take the high. Let's have a look at the order flow on the 5-minute chart so we can get a better picture. Let that load. All right, so 2 million, 2 million. Yeah, interesting, very interesting. So yeah, I believe if we can successfully, these guys are gonna have some pain if we drop a bit lower. They're really gonna have some pain because it would mean there's a high likelihood that we do end up dropping lower, for sure. But yeah, if you're in spot, I'd be taking profits here personally for a trade. Like if you're swinging your spot portfolio. So I'm basically what I'm doing is I'm swinging my spot portfolio, and I'm also trading perpetual market. And then I want to get the better buy down here if we can get there. If we don't get there, well, that's unfortunate, but we'll have to take it as it comes. Now, yeah, this trade is undetermined yet, so I wouldn't rush into it right now. But yeah, it's definitely a level. You could view it something like this, like, you know, is this level some? It's technically textbook. You know, we should probably find resistance, but it's a make or break it zone. So if we do have our push down, then I do believe resumption is coming lower. But if we can claim it, then I think we probably set the standard for higher to come. All right, so that's that. That's the local price action. Really, other than that, guys, there is not a crazy deal to mention besides the fact that we're at resistance. We know where our support levels are going to come into. I'd say if we can get here, we'd flush this pretty quickly. Probably find support at this lower region. Now, do we have new daily levels that have shown up? Yeah, we do. I think that ties in pretty nicely with that thesis I had before. So we can chuck that there. There we go. So daily. We can take that away. That's not relevant anymore. So if that daily coincides with the POC, no, but it coincides nicely with that fair value gap being filled. I like that. That's very cool. Okay. Daily. All right, fair enough. Yeah, we're coming into a level, guys. So, I mean, just be careful here, right? I wouldn't be longing up here. If you're looking to take a short, I'm just going to wait a bit longer. But we're in a level. I wouldn't want to undermine this level of resistance. I am a bit wary of this though, which is the VWAP all the way from the highs here. Now, what I'm wary about is essentially basically closing above this, which would make to me that would scream $74,000. If we can claim that VWAP, because it has been quite pivotal, you have 1, 2, 3, and that'd be a flip. So that's a concern on my radar, okay? Which is why I'm not going to jump into something right now. Because the reason I'm saying that is because if it would have done the rejection, it should have done the rejection already, which was this rejection. In fact, that is already a good rejection. A 2% rejection is already solid. But if that level was going to bust, it should have busted there. So we'll have to see how this pans out. But the way it's looking, I do suspect that it would want to probably range here for a bit. It's probably going to form one of these ranges where it's like an upward ascending, and then it sort of forms liquidity up above the tops, then it bursts up. That's if we cannot find the resistance and sweep back down. Okay, so that's the two scenarios. That's why I'm a bit skeptical here. Now, if I was awake for the trade, I would have taken it when we hit this level, because the first touch of a level is generally the best time to take the trade. So the first touch was over here. We saw the short squeeze come in. How would we know that it was probably a good time to take the position? Well, the simple fact that we had a lot of these, yeah, I mean, $7 million closing out of shorts right at the top here. Not bad. The same thing goes for this one. This one was slightly more difficult. However, this first one didn't hit the exact level I wanted, and this second peak did, which is actually, I did take a trade there, I believe in the video I did, and then you had the third sweep, which is 3 drives pattern, okay? So we could form something like that for sure. But I'm just going to be careful here. I'm not going to rush into anything. I do believe this level has the potential to be a good swing short position. However, I'm not going to rush into it, because if it's going to be a good swing, I can probably get a better confirmation of that coming in. I think it's too premature to say if that's the case right now. Personally, I don't feel comfortable just yet taking this trade with the way price action's looking. So I would emphasize this level is a level where we should be turning from. If we can find that we close beneath and sweep down, If not, I'm looking for the higher level at $74,000. Because yeah, this is make or break it, guys. We are at a make or break it level, and I don't want to beat around the bush there. It's make or break it level. If we can climb above it, then we're going higher. So if we don't, well then I know we're going way lower. Okay. Now we actually are probably seeing that flush down right as we speak, on like literally as we speak, guys. So when I made this 0.5, when we started the stream, I said it's probably gonna take the highest, which it has. Okay. And now it's just a matter of the fact is if this can actually successfully go down to these lows. And then you've got the volume profile. That'd be a level of support to look out for. But yeah, not my thing right now. I believe if it's going to be a good swing trade, we'll have more confirmation of it being as such. Yeah, other than that, guys, that's all I want to say today. I have been enjoying the fact that you guys have been tuning into my content. With the baseline viewership of 114 likes, not bad for the ratio. Anyway, if you want to see better content, guys, go to the BTCC link here down below. Click it, sign up, make an account. Over here, you can trade oil, you can trade Bitcoin, it's the all-in-one exchange, which is really good. So doing so helps me make better content for everyone. And overall, we all have a better time and life is good. I'm giving you the pristine levels and it's awesome, okay? So you can keep following along here. Every day I'll update. Maybe not weekends, but every single day I'll pretty much be here. And yeah, that is it. For now, guys, have a great day. And I just want to say something. This channel I'm making is a channel for the long term. I plan to be here for 20, 30 years. I don't plan on leaving. This isn't a hype channel. You're not going to come here and get rich quick. I'm going to give you the levels. You can do with them as you will. And soon I'll have more groups and Telegram groups and structures where I'll give more clarity on setups. And I'm planning to structure it all way better and turn this into an actual proper business. It is offering me revenue already, but I think I could fully integrate this and make it something that's way more structured and clear for everyone, a bit more educating and a bit more precise, because like even these levels I've given, there are so many scalp trades to be taken and so much money to be made, right? So even like this first touch, for example, I mean, if I do a $100,000 position, that's already $2,000 because we hit my zones. They're the exact zones I've been giving, and if we hit them, trades, well, boom, like, it just depends on your portfolio size, but that trade would have been a 3% trade, and there was a 2% trade. So already it's been a $5,000 move. Then you had spot trade going up 7%. So it's like there's so many ways to make money in this market, and I want to be here to help everyone do that and not get too confused, because I've been around here for a while. And I will say, you don't get rich quick, but if you're willing to stay the part, you will slowly get good gains and you will compound with time, okay? That's also why I'm doing the channel, to be transparent with everyone, to get viewership, to build an audience, to get exchange deals, to grow capital, to make better content, to basically utilize my time more efficiently. So every unit of energy I expend produces more output. So when I look at charts, which I was already doing before making content, I can get paid to do it and build community around it. And it's a network effect. It compounds well. And then it gives me exchange deals like this with exchanges. And that's why I incentivize people to sign up to them if they want to keep getting my levels I look at, because it takes me a bit of time to curate these levels and then look at order flow and suss it out and then make an opinion on it and then inform everyone. And you can already see what's happening. We're already seeing that push down, which is very nice because it's what I was speaking about. But I don't think you need to rush into a trade because, if we're going down lower, we have a lot more leeway to figure out a better entry. Like, it could drop here, bounce here, and then whatever. So yeah. Anyway, like it's a good scalp trade if you were watching the video. Obviously this isn't a live video, but yeah, you get the point, right? Yeah, other than that, guys, for now, have a great day. And then yeah, sign up for these links, put post notifications on. I'll catch you guys in the next one. For now, that's all I want to say.